Hello again from the Vuvuzela team. Today we're at Relaxin in Salt Rock and we're going to be interviewing Craig from MJ Beds, who's going to be telling us about all things beds. Welcome to the Vuvuzela, Craig.
Hi Mandy, nice to be here.
Tell us, how did you get into beds?
Well, I do one, like you, I get into one every night, sometimes earlier. But basically I've been in the furniture industry for like 34 years. And then at some point I was in Joburg, decided to come back to my roots, and I bought a bedding business on the coast, up at Isitebi, just on the other side of Mandy.
And is that where these beds are manufactured?
Yes, we've got our manufacturing plant there. The business itself has been going 23 years, so it's well established, serving the retail industry, the hospitality industry, interior decorators mainly.
Wonderful. And you know what, people go, oh, I need a bed. Well, that's where the whole story starts. Tell us about your beds.
Oh, a bed sounds like a simple thing, and in fact it is. A bed is really a spring, it's a piece of foam, and it's got something covering it. And it's got something that it sits on, which is a base, basically, and that's a bed. Right. However, what goes into the bed is different, and that's where the differentiation comes about. MJ Beds has always prided itself on quality and service. So whereas you get, for example, one of the big bed manufacturers, we are more attuned to the customer's specific needs, be it a custom bed. I mean, we've made beds that are 2.5 meters wide. We've made a headboard that's 3 meters wide. So it's up to the customer. We also brand specifically for various retailers. So they have a specific brand that we use, including a label, etc., and a design of the bed that works for them in their market. So essentially it's about service. All our products are guaranteed with warranties, much the same as your big companies. We also ensure that all our components are sourced from major suppliers in South Africa, so it's local. You'll find that, for example, your spring unit that we use will be always one that's been well used in the industry. It's probably got global trademark, and it's manufactured by the same spring company that would make a spring for one of the big bedding companies. So for us, it's about key of component. It's got to be quality. Then of course one has to assemble it to make a quality bed, and that's the secret.
Tell us a little bit more about sizing and the choice of beds. You know, you've got obviously entry levels, what to your high-end user. If somebody's looking for a bed, what sort of questions would you ask them as to what their requirements are?
Okay, so basically we do service, as you mentioned, the lower end of the market. In fact, we service LSMs 1 through to 10. So we have a premium bed range, and we have a lower end premium range, or an economy bed range. The components within those beds, as I've explained, are all high quality, but a lot of it goes into the actual thickness and density of the foam and the spring construction. Right. So if you, for example, slim girl like you, wanted to have a nice bed that's going to be relaxing, obviously, we'd look at you, we'd look at your weight, we'd look at the right components that would make up the thing. We'd like to know whether you wanted a soft bed, firm bed, a plush feel bed. Within your bed you've got comfort layers, so you have different foams of thicknesses, densities of foam, all those formulas make up the actual feel of the bed, coupled with the quilting itself, or the ticking. It's also a primary key issue. Sometimes we use foam, sometimes we use a fibre fill. Depends on the feel. Some of them are very thick, like 28 mils, and the foam itself could be 50, with various layers of different foams to make up that feeling. So we'd have a range of beds within that, kind of like a plush medium feel range, and others. We also do solid foam beds as well, not just with springs. And those are normally laminated cores with different multi-layers of foam to build up that feeling that the customer needs.
Wow, there's just so much to know about beds.
I haven't spoken about springs yet.
No.
Different systems, as I said, they're normally globally climatized type of springs that are recognized throughout the world. High tempered steel, you have a Bonnell system, you have, I'm sure you've heard of a pocket spring system. So each one of those coils are individually wrapped and made into a frame. So ideally you would sink into the bed and your partner would sink into his part and you wouldn't feel each other. It's a pocket quilt system. Okay, you might have seen adverts with a bowling ball or a tiger. That's the kind of system we're talking about.
Okay, interesting. And you've also spoken about headboards?
Yeah, we do headboards. We manufacture, I believe, awesome headboards. They're modern design. They're reasonably lightweight. You know, sometimes you find headboards made of that compressed wood and you can hardly lift the thing. We design them to go on the wall, and the reason we do that is that we want the customer to be able to get it to the right height for the size of his mattress. Plus the duvets that go on top of it. If it just comes on legs, you can't adjust that. It's a very easy wall-mountable unit, and we make them in different design shapes. Some are panelled, some are plain, some are striped, pinstriped, in different fabrics. And the key is that for us, we like to match the headboard fabric to the base fabric. So there's a matching.
Wonderful for interior decorators, absolutely. Craig, do you sell direct to the public and the consumer?
No, we generally don't. So if, for example, you saw my website, www.mjbeds.co.za, have to punt that.
Absolutely.
If you saw the website, you would actually make an inquiry. We will then point you to our nearest retailer. And most often, if, for example, it was a retailer in your area, which was likely to be, provided they stock the kind of bedding that we believe you want, and we'll ask you, we'll test your preferences, point you in the right direction, and arrange a discount for you.
Thanks so much for joining us on the Vuvuzela today, Craig. It's been very educational, thank you. And to our viewers, I'm sure you've learned so much about beds today, as I have, and we'll be sharing MJ Beds details with you in this interview. Stay safe till next time, and a reminder, for more information on the Vuvuzela, you can email us on hello@thevuvuzela.co.za, and you can catch us on all of our social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. Till next time.